What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Saris MHS platform system on our 2022 Subaru Outback Wagon. This is going to be a platform style bike rack, holds the bike by the tires, which really opens it up to a bunch of different style bikes. Let's check it out. The different style of bikes this can carry are kind of unlimited because you don't have to hold it by the frame. So then even carbon fiber bikes can go on here when we usually don't recommend those on the hanging style because that could damage the frame. But holding by the tires makes it far easier. Not only that, there's not going to be a center mast here that's in the way on some other platform style bike racks, so it's going to help with loading and unloading, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but just kind of want to point out some quick positives about it. Another thing is it can tilt away with the bike fully loaded, so let's go ahead and do that. That way, if you forget something in the back of your Outback, or you want to throw something in there and you got everything uploaded, you don't have to take everything off just to get to the back of that. So we'll just pull on this lever down here, and the whole thing tilts down to about there. It's even got a stopper just in case the hitch is a little bit lower. It would stop before it goes fully to the ground, which is nice because some of those bike racks that do tilt, if it is low, you have to move your hand away from that handle before it touches the ground. This one, it's got a stopper. So then we can open up the back here and that button. Now there's plenty of room to get back here and get that item you forgot to throw in or get out before you go. And then when it comes to lifting it back up, it's easy because the handle goes right back into place and locks it in, so you don't have to worry about anything. So just lift up on it, locks in, and you're good. I'm going to show you how to take the bike off the rack in a second, but right now I just want to look at how it sits on the back of the Subaru. You can see from looking at it from this view, it does cover up the taillights just a little bit. That's just with one bike on there right now. You can still see this light pretty well up top, so at least they'll be able to see that behind you. It looks like it's going to take up a little bit of that back window, so keep that in mind when you're looking out of the back. But also, your backup camera is going to be covered and your license plate is going to be covered. Taking a closer look at the way the tire holds work, it does hold the bike on there pretty good. You see I'm shaking it back and forth. The bike isn't vibrating or anything, but with that, when you go to put this on, as you push these in, they ratchet in, you push in there pretty tight to hold that bike. Now, something to be careful of would be holding this handle. This is the handle you have to pull in to release the hold, and you just got to be careful. It can become a pinch hazard, so don't put your hand really on that side of it. You can go here, but sometimes the more you push on, there's a lot of tension on there, so just be careful with that. There's a wheel strap at the bottom that we have to undo first, so we'll do that. And then we'll release one of the tire holds and make sure you hold on to the bike too. Now, that's one of the things, is with it being down here, makes it a little bit of an issue. There's a Thule one, the Thule Helium, has the handle up here. That's far more manageable to reach up and hold it there, so I kind of would like the handle to be up here, but this still works, so I'm going to put my hand there, be careful, pull back, so it releases. I can fold it out of the way. We'll do the same thing up here. You see it does still hold the bike, but I'm holding it just to be careful. Push in on that one. Release that down, out of the way. And again, without that center mass, I can grab the bike, lift it towards me, or put it on right away and not have to avoid anything. Here's gonna be the wheel chuck, and this is a nice addition because you'll put your tire on this side and then bring the arm up and pushes against it, and that helps hold that tire really sturdy, and it helps it hold it in place, which adds to the sturdiness overall. Let's get some measurements. Let's go from the ground to the bottom of the rack. So it looks like the lowest point is gonna be that bumper. So that's going to be about 15 inches from the ground to here. So just keep that in mind when you're going up those steep hills or driveways. Even if it does hit because it is sitting down a little bit, it's going to be that bumper, so it's not going to be that big a deal. But there's a rise in the shank, so you probably won't. Another thing would be, how far does it stick out from the back of your Outback? So from the bumper all the way out is going to be about 37 inches, so that's quite a bit there. But one cool thing about this is you can fold it up to save up some of that space. So let's pull that handle we used to tilt it away. Now we can fold it up. There's two sections. You can go from here or all the way here. In this position, I'll get a measurement of how far away it is from the bumper. So from the bumper out, it's about 3 inches of space in between, and you can see that when this moves around, it doesn't even come close to hitting the bumper, so that's not going to be something you have to worry about. Now let's go to that other position. Right there. Going to be more space. So again, go through the bumper to the closest spot. That's going to be about 4.5 inches of space there. Another nice thing is with it in the half tilt position here, we can still open the back hatch. It does not make contact, so you don't have to completely fold it up or completely tilt it away to get back there if you need to. Looking down here at the shank, you can see it fits a 2" by 2" hitch. We got an anti-rattle bolt and lock in there, so that's nice. I'm going to show you the anti-rattle here. I'm shaking the whole thing, whole Subaru back and forth. There's no rattling here in the hitch at all, so that means none of it's going to transfer to the bikes, which I really like that part. That way everything stays nice and steady. Comes included with that lock. That's another nice addition there, so that way you can use that lock to keep people from messing with us when you're not around. Another nice thing about this bike rack is that you can pop this off and get an extension. So if you outgrow the 2 bike and want a 3rd, you can add a 3rd platform onto it and carry that 3rd bike. I really like that because that means this can grow with you. So right now you only need to take 2 bikes, but if someday you need to take 3, you can get that extension and you don't have to buy a whole new bike rack and then let this one collect dust in the garage. You can add onto it and keep using what you're used to using. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out. I hope this helped.